Welcome back to another episode 21 of the world's best podcast, Jays and Grays. I'm Dave Hellum. I got my man Eli Hamilton with me in the building. What up, Eli?
What's going on, everybody? Episode 21. You know what that means. Barely legal. Don't really mean too much, but you know, we're barely legal in the motherfucking game. I don't know. I'll be trying to say some clever shit.
I must say, I think that's 18, but you know, I was just gonna let that roll.
Barely legal to drink alcohol.
There you go.
Legally.
There you go. Remember them what was them commercials in the 2000s where the girls would like lift their shirts up and
show that was at the spring break.
That was girls gone
wild. Man, what happened to them days?
Who would buy that?
Who mama on that up?
Yeah,
Mom! Give me that tape, son.
Mama was wild in 04.
Well, mama was wild to the mama. The mamas are like 40s now, 40 years old.
But who was buying that though? Like, who was taking out their credit card and calling the number like, yo, I need to see these girls showing their titties? Like, it's not even porn.
Bro,
it's
they
like,
cleaned up for a long time, because them girls going wild tapes was
why? Why though? Why
because,
would you want,
bro, you
watch
like
that?
40 now, but when you was 19 and you wasn't getting no ass on a regular, I don't know if
you still had the internet though. Like, it's still porn to watch.
It wasn't like barely legal though, because you could see like people who twerking, you know, the twerking wasn't that popular back then, so they didn't have all the rhythm in the twerking yet, you know, like girls on the wild week, girls kissing girls with like somebody pouring beer across their shirt and wet nipples and a wife beater.
Yeah, that's not gonna get the job done for me, player. I'm sorry. I need a little bit more action than that.
Yeah,
but I remember when the internet first came out, when you had like AOL dial-up, and I would go to like I was in the computer lab at school, and I like printed out a pornographic like picture. Like, not even a video.
And you be standing by the printer for like 10, 15 minutes, like, well, oh, don't worry, I got it for you. Don't even, I'm holding now.
But that's
somebody like me in the back of the class be like, that nigga print some porn off. I do the same shit.
That's funny. But that's like the horniest, like those years, like them high school years when you first got into stuff like that. Like I would just watch Yo MTV Raps and watch the video chicks dances, and I'd be like, yo, like that's hot, because I was in heat, man, you know.
Well, we hadn't necessarily discovered the different neighborhoods of the internet at that point.
Oh no, definitely not.
And because like at that point, like, ooh, weed, and then, you know, a month later, ooh, weed, and then a month later, like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my fucking god, that's gross, and then the week after that you're like, that gross shit ain't that bad, and then when you go back to the beginning of the shit that used to make you say ooh wee, you're like, man, this shit ain't nothing.
It's nothing. That's that Girls Gone Wild stuff right there, bro. It's weak. It's weak
funny because I got a bit about that. How fetishes start. You know what I'm saying? Like how you just like you start like surfing through the internet. And let me turn my mic down a little bit. You start surfing through the internet, and then you start running across these crazy sites, and next thing you know you with your girl, your shit can't even get hard unless she like bite her toenails or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You got like a fetish, a toenail fetish. It's like, how do you even get somebody to like act out your fetish without sounding like a creep?
They got to be into you. You know what I'm saying? Like, once
but you trying to
no, they gotta trust you. Like,
well, you can't just say it out loud. You can't just really just say it. Like,
you gotta ease them into it. Not necessarily.
Okay, so like, I bet you can't bite your own toenails. Like, what do you mean? That's crazy. I bet you can't do it. Like, yes, I can. And then you like, now spit it at me. Like, what?
That what you just described, I don't think exists in terms of people, but
What you mean?
You know,
Bro, there's some crazy fetishes out there.
I'm saying how that went down. You can't be like, you can't dare somebody to be like, unless y'all just like faded.
No, like y'all like, you know what I'm saying? You know.
Bet
I
you
guess
can't
when
bite your
y'all
toenail and spit it in my face. Like,
no,
what?
you don't say that. You like she like, yes, I can. And then you just watching her bite her toenail, you're like, yeah, just like that. And then she like and bite her toenail, you like, now spit it at me. Like, huh? That's the fetish part. See, he tries to be slick with it. Not that I know anything about it. Just saying how it might go down.
I think you do know a lot about this, unfortunately. I can tell by
I'm not even in the feet like that. I'm not in the feet, period. Like I don't like foot fetishes. I don't understand. I used to work with this dude. He was mentally challenged when I used to be a dishwasher at Shoney's.
what? Where's this going?
No, he had a foot fetish. He had a foot fetish. Like he
But
would just.
he was mentally challenged at Shoney's. Go ahead.
I mean, he had Anyway, he worked in the back, so he wasn't fucking with nobody. But he was like mentally challenged. I forgot his name, but I know he had a foot fetish. He was just if somebody came in with some sandals, like he man be at the sink washing pots, and all of a sudden he'd just stop and he'd just be staring, like staring. I'm like, you good, bro? And then I turn around, I see somebody. It's sometimes somebody coming in with like some open toe sandal. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, yeah. You see those toes? I'm like, what about them? I'm 16. That was my first job, so I didn't know what the fuck a foot fetish was. Why you keep looking at her toes like that?
I think the older you are, like the more disgusting we get as men. Like just the things that you look at, because like I think Patrice O'Neal said it best. He said he's like, I like the older I get, the more nasty. He said like he'll just watch a girl bend over tying her shoe for like 30 seconds, just thinking nasty thoughts like, yeah, you tie that motherfucking shoe. You tie that shoe, you nasty ass shoe tire. And I get it because like as we get older, is you not, I mean, maybe not you, Eli, because I know you have a very strict rule about
you could try to like
your
do
PYT.
all you want to. Yeah. I don't yeah. I don't really get into like the creepy shit. Maybe I am a creep. I don't think I'm a creep.
Well, you see, we don't have a studio audience, but that was a very awkward moment. So
I'm trying to think about what's some shit that might be damn creepy. I don't know. I don't think I'm a creep. I mean, if I was, I would admit it. Creep is doing something that I guess make a woman uncomfortable.
Creep is like putting cameras in bathrooms, like stuff like that.
That's a pervert.
And, I mean, what's the difference? Honestly, it's still creepy. It's still kind of cringish. There was somebody who did that at a comedy club in Chicago.
I remember they made a whole burn the cross post at the comedy scene page.
Yeah.
They was on one that year. I think they canceled like 5 people in 1 year. I'm like, God damn, well, I ain't even going about the north side. Shit. Somebody comes and say, hey, Eli, nice set. I'm like, thank you, and I don't want no trouble.
Speaking of Chicago comedy, we lost a great one yesterday, man. A good person, Samantha Berkman, co-producer of a show called Camp. And me and Samantha was really cool because we would freestyle together in the Uber on our way to, so Camp was on Monday nights. And there was also this other late night mic, which is probably the worst mic I've ever been to in my life, at the L&L Tavern. Where, what's it called?
Red Lobster Comedy, the greatest comedy show in the world.
Bro, this is like, it's so bad it's good. And then like they would have free hot dogs. And that was like the bar, I think, with like John Wayne Gacy.
Yes.
Or like Jeffrey Dahmer used to hang out like in Wrigleyville. But anyway, me and Samantha would freestyle together on the Uber from Roscoe Village over to Wrigleyville. And she was a real cool person, man. And I knew she was going to beat this. I was like, man. You know when Tupac died? And like when Tupac got shot, you was like, man, Tupac going to beat this. Like, that's Pop. And that's the way I felt about Sam. And then Toby McMullen, her boyfriend, put like this really, 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 really thoughtful post about how strong she was and how like 2 weeks ago her heart stopped beating 3 times and she beat it. She beat it. And then yesterday it happened and she didn't make it. So I think it was like over a year battle for her, but You know, we don't really have a lot of deaths with comedians we know. I mean, we have had people who've died, yes, but it's not a real occurring thing that we see in Chicago. You know, I can count on one hand the comics who I know who've passed away that I've known. So that stuff kind of hits hard a little bit, bro. So shout out to Sam.
It's always tough, man, when you lose like a comrade. Even if y'all like wasn't like super cool, the fact that it's just, you know, like a fellow comedian, you're like, damn, you know, like
yeah, exactly.
Never hung out, but I mean, you know, I saw him all the time, or I saw this person all the time, and it was just always a pleasant experience when we talked. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, rest in heaven to Samantha. So
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
life
man.
is short, man. You never know. Like, make amends with people. It's just better to be on the up and up all together.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely, man. Well, welcome back to our 21st episode. I think we got some new segments this week, man. I think we got some new things that we're going to introduce. Mm-hmm. And if it's okay with you, I want to kick off my segment. Oh, that was trash. And
this is new, by the way. So, like, I didn't know Dave was about to pull out this trash bag.
I want you to put all your childhood memories. So this segment is about things that we loved growing up. Then we revisit it, and you be like, "That wasn't shit." Okay, and I have a lot of things that I want to put in. Like this is trash bags, but I'm gonna start off by putting 90s Black movies as a whole in this bag. Okay, and it's a lot of movies that we watched growing up that we loved. And then you go back and you revisit it, and you be like, "Why is this happening?" And the movie I want to start with today was Above the Rim. It's Above the Rim, bro.
Okay. All right. For those of you who didn't see Above the Rim, that was starring Dwayne
Martin.
Dwayne Martin. He used to be on Out All Night, that popular show in the 90s.
First of all, don't you ever say you mean a show that lasted 2 weeks with Patti LaBelle and Vivica A. Fox. It wasn't bad, but you said the hit show.
I didn't say. Did I say hit?
I believe you did.
I mean, it was on for a minute. It was on for Out All Night. No, it was Up All Night. I can't remember.
Gonna be Out All Night.
Yeah. Okay, that was
that came on after the Theo spinoff. Remember when Theo got his own show as a teacher?
Oh yeah.
That's how
Theo did good. Him and Eddie Griffin had that show.
Malcolm and Eddie.
Malcolm and Eddie. Yep. Was it
All
Theo? Right. Yeah. Anyway, but you say it was trash. Tupac was in there. Dwayne Martin.
Let's talk about this. The movie starts off with two dudes, and first of all, we didn't even go into the whole part where like Dwayne Martin's mom falls in love with a security guard from his school. But so the whole movie, no, there are laws that say you as a security guard or a janitor, you stay the hell away from the parents. Okay, this is not realistic. But the movie starts off with these two dudes playing basketball in a warehouse on like the second, third floor, actually like the 8th floor. But they ain't got no basketball. They just trying to smack the back of the rim and see who can jump the highest.
Leon was starting the movie. Yeah.
And one dude slaps the backboard. I think his name was Nutso. Nutso slaps the backboard and goes and slaps it too hard, and he crashes through the window and plunges to his death. Okay, the fact that somebody wrote this as an intro to a movie, like, yeah, we're gonna believe that. You know, like people are out here hooping without a basketball in a warehouse.
Hard on them, man.
Bad.
Hard on them.
Bad. It's a lot of movies like that where it's just like, why is this happening? But we're not gonna leave Above the Rim like that. We're not gonna leave yet because it's more badness in this movie. And so, all right, so you saw the movie. You had Tupac, like he was chilling with Marlon Wayans. They in a nightclub. Like he got a bunch of kids hanging with him, and like they're like 16, chilling out at the nightclub. Whatever. That's weird. Very R. Kelly-ish. I'm not gonna get into that. But the point where I had to turn off the tape is when Buddy pulled out the gun on the basketball court. What's his name? Wood Harris?
Avon Barksdale from The Wire.
And I just think that, you know, we have a lot of things that we like nostalgia-wise as Black people. because it's like the music that, first of all, the Above the Rim soundtrack was incredible, right? So it's like we love that era. We love Tupac. We love Sam Bernie Mac. But the movies themselves, they just don't be hitting like that. And I'm not knocking it for the culture, because if you could watch Coming to America 2, you can watch Above the Rim, right? And I had a long conversation with Lil Rel about Coming to America 2, because I was like, this is not a good movie. He was like, Dave, I hate when black people say that. He said, this is for the culture. It's culturally a very important movie.
I would just caution you to, if you're going to be doing these movie reviews, to not become the Jason Whitlock of black movies. Because I'm listening, I'm like, because when you said Belly, I thought that's what you was about to say first, because you love Belly out there.
Belly is not the great either, bro. But like, it's
a lot of great. It was just a good movie.
We do need great black movies, man. Like,
okay, what you think? Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what you rate Menace to Society?
Okay, 8.
That's okay. What would you rate? Okay. Here's a movie that I'm not gonna say it was trash, but looking back on them, like, that movie wasn't all that. Juice.
Ooh, I haven't seen Juice in a minute, but Juice is not very good either. Juice is like
Juice is okay, because it was just about these 3 black dudes, friends in high school. Was 4 of them.
4.
And I mean, it wasn't nothing that was like not believable, because everything was cool except for the end. The end of the movie, the last scene is what hurt it. When Omar Epps was trying to was holding Tupac from the roof and falling, and when he let go and he turned around to walk and all the people was watching, that dude said, "You got the juice now, dog." I'm like, why the fuck did he ruin the movie like that?
You know who that is, right?
Line. Who?
That's Mitch Marchand.
Who was that? Mitch Marchand?
Yeah, TV writer out here, comedian as well. So yeah, they're very random. That was kind of corny though. You got the juice now.
You got the juice now.
You got the juice now,
man.
But like, we were having this conversation earlier about stuff like about these movies. So if Menace to Society is an 8, I'm gonna put Boys in the Hood at a 9. I like Boys in the Hood a little bit better than I like Menace to Society, but they were still great movies. But that's really kind of like
Boys in the Hood is a classic.
The pinnacle of them black hood classic movies, that them black hood classics that we revere so much.
Now hold on, here's a good hood black classic, Friday.
That's great.
And I know it's a comedy, but it was so real. Everything that happened in that, I mean, you think about it. Like, Seinfeld is a show about nothing, and it had how many seasons? It was just showing everyday shit that was funny, like everyday scenarios. Same thing with Friday. It was a movie about nothing. I mean, they had like a little issue in there. The dilemma was, Smokey owed my man
$200,
right?
Like nothing.
But the shit that they went through and everything that was going on in the hood, it was still funny as hell. Basic. I think the budget in that shit was cheap as hell. And I believe when Clarence Witherspoon was talking about how much they got. John Witherspoon. I'm sorry. John Witherspoon was talking about how much they got paid. He's like, he got paid $500 to do that movie. And that movie came out in 1995. And what is this? Fucking 26 years later, it's still one of the funniest movies, black movies, not movies in general, of one of my favorite funniest comedians movies of all time. One of my top 5.
Yep. And there are certain movies that you don't expect to be good like that, but they're really funny. Like, for example, Don't Be a Menace to Society by Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Like,
funny as shit,
that's great.
But many funny scenes in that movie that I could.
I'm not being a Jason Whitlock at all. I'm just saying, when you look at stuff like that, it's good. But when you see a Belly, and me and you don't see eye to eye on this, but it's like, what about Belly do you like outside of how it looked? Because it looked great.
All right. So this is what I liked about Belly, and this is why I disagree with you that it was trash. First off, I like the cinematography. Like, absolutely, for that timeline, I think that movie came out in like 2000. the cinematography was real crisp and clear. Even like the soundtrack went so dope with every scene. You know what I mean? Oh man, that song to this day, bum bum, bum bum. Remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. These things have nothing to do with the actual script.
But the script wasn't bad. It was about a dude who was trying to get on in a different state. I mean, it addressed so much shit in the movie.
That's my issue.
How him and Nas wanted to get out the game. DMX was like, oh no, fuck that. We gonna keep it moving. How he influenced the youth with the two young dudes, and they end up shooting the other one and trying for clout, trying to impress him. And at that point, he's like, yeah, damn, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of show how the dude came in, wanted him to set up Nas. You know what I'm saying? On some setup shit. Nas was like, man, I'm about to go to the motherland, get up out of here. You know,
and then the government
came, the drama.
The government came in and made DMX a puppet. And they
that shit, bro, that shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean that shit happens? Trying to shoot the minister, like I'm not saying that it was just all over the place. I'm just like, who's the man?
I think it highlighted some deeper issues. I mean, I looked at it, I can understand exactly what was going on. It's like, man, once his whole crew then fucking collapsed, it's like you was at the top, and all of a sudden, like it's collapsed. You know, and now your man's trying to make a move. You trying to like, now you seeing the light like, damn, this really ain't all about that. I thought it was a dope ass movie, and I thought it had a message to it. That's why I liked it. But to be trash, you called it trash? Like it was just no.
Above the rim, I put in the trash bin, but I'm a put Belly in the recycling bin. But I do like how it looked, and it's for the culture, the soundtrack, all that stuff. Nas. Well, Nas is not a very good actor, but you know, like neither is T-Boz. But for what it was, it's not what it was.
You want to know a trash movie? When Flex played Michael Jackson.
That ain't no movie, man. That was like a TV doc. But I see what you're saying.
The Aaliyah movie, trash. You know what I'm saying?
I want to get. It's so much black art that's out right now that's really good. Like I don't know if you're familiar with the actor Jonathan Majors. I don't know if you watched Lovecraft Country, but he played like the main character in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, I saw Lovecraft Country.
But that's not what I'm talking about. Like it was a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That was phenomenal.
I didn't see it, but I saw the previews to it, and it did look pretty interesting.
That was cold. I mean, like let's be 100 in terms of stuff, because a lot of times people don't allow black people to critique black art. Because I critique white art in a heartbeat. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch a movie, I'm like, yeah, that's all right. That wasn't shit, you know. But I feel like if we're gonna make good stuff, whatever you do, it gotta be dope. Whether it's making edibles, whatever you like, if I'm telling the joke, whatever I'm going to do, whether I'm black or white, it gotta be good. And I think sometimes we give stuff a clap sometimes because it's like it's good to see ourselves on the screen. So therefore, you know, we just happy enough with that situation. And
so if you're gonna hold, but you gotta hold everybody to the same standard, though.
I do. I definitely do.
I mean, and then another thing you gotta look at is that some of these movies don't really have the big budgets to make it as great as it can be. You know, you gotta work with what you have. You know,
that's true.
But I mean, if we talking about something that was trash, I know we kind of got away from a little bit. Something that I looked back and was trash. Can we actually say fashion? Because at the time it was trending. But if you look back at it,
the 90s,
just in general, trash. I want to say buck 50s, and buck 50s was like, yeah, that shit was slick trash. It was some big ass fucking jewel that you got from Michaels, and you glued it to the front of a hat.
It was the face of a watch.
Yeah,
you took off the straps and you just put this part on your hat.
Yeah, right there. But I'm just saying, like, when you think about it, it was like, okay, if you rocking one of these, nigga, you from Chicago, you stand out. But the shit was heavy as hell, and you know. It just looked like some flashy ass. It looked like some flashy West Side shit. And West Side,
like
is the countryest side of Chicago. Very flashy.
And that's hard. That's hard to do because all Chicago is very country.
But
so
this is country. This COUNTRAY. Country. Yeah, not with the apostrophe like it's elegant. No. We talking about people who put rhinestones on the back of their coats. We talking about people who started watches on hats.
This is why we need the video component right now, so we can show you all what these hats look like. Actually, we're
gonna put on our Instagram page. We're gonna put If you watch this episode, we talked about $150 hats, so we gotta throw some $150.
Let's pick up the trash bag again, though, Eli. Like if we gonna go there,
we gotta put the $150 in the trash.
We gotta really put most of Chicago fashion in the trash because, like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, Chicago fashion is not trendsetting, bro. I remember my girl came to Chicago and we went to the club, and she was like, "Why everybody got on these like? Why so country in here?" And I was like, "We were at that spot on like Wabash and like 11. It was like a lounge. And it was like real long.
It's very narrow, but it's
very narrow. But
no, you're talking about M Lounge.
No, I think it was Tantrum. I think
M Lounge is super tiny. It's on 14th and Wabash, but Tantrum was on 10th and State.
Yeah, it was Tantrum, and I was in there, and she was like, she had never like been around Chicago people, like for real. And I'm not talking about like the Hyde Park, like sophisticated blacks who walk around like, you know, not wearing the Averex. Like this is like the Pelly Pellies, like the big jeans, the M-Dub jackets, you know. So like she had never been around that before, but there probably was a lot of West Side energy inside that spot that night.
You can West Side energy is very, very prevalent. Like it's
flashy.
It's very flashy. You can see
very flashy.
Like soon as you cross like Oakley on 290, welcome to the West Side, motherfucker.
But they're nice though.
No, they're the most down to earth, cool ass people. Like Southern hospitality on the West Side. Nice as hell. And what I like about West Side is you know what you're gonna get with them. They very straightforward. They cuss you out, but they cool as hell though. You know what I mean? They'll openly offer you a plate at a barbecue, even if they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Would you rather be on 63rd and Cottage or anywhere on the West Side? All right. Or actually, that's not even that bad no more because that's being gentrified by University of Chicago. Let's go 75th and Cottage by that liquor store called like Happy Time. What's that liquor store on Cottage Grove?
On 75th and Cottage, yeah. Or 83rd and Cottage. How about that?
Yeah, but it's like a big sign. Or actually, you know what's even worse than that? When you drive down 63rd, before you get to Cottage going east, it's like a Sharks to the right, and the Sharks is like next to a liquor store. Like these are areas like you can put me in the roughest spot on the West Side. I'm good. Well,
you didn't tell most of the kids from over there too, though. So they always, they got your back. It ain't gonna be too many of them that's not gonna know you out west. They should probably put a mural of you like
next to Fred Hampton, like right by
in the alley, like man,
Madison.
Like big fella, some shit they used to call you that you didn't like. You know what I mean?
Mr. Loose Booty.
That shit will make you cry, man. I think you would literally cry if you saw that. Like, damn, I got a mural on the West Side of Chicago. God, man, damn.
Yeah, but you heard what I said. Some of the kids didn't have nice names. Like some dudes were like, "Hey, big bro, big hell, big lord." But one dude was like, "This one kid, I want to knock him out because he kept calling me Mr. Loose Booty." Like and I was just like, what? He was like, yeah, but he wouldn't say it to me. Like I'd be teaching, and then you would hear somebody yell out, "Oh, loose booty ass!" Like and I knew exactly who it was. So you know how embarrassing it is to call somebody a parent. Like, I'm sorry, man.
He got exactly what he said.
Your son keeps calling me Mr. Loose Booty, and it hurts me. It's not okay.
How do you like if your kids came home crying, like such and such called me a name, but the name funny as shit, and you want to laugh, but it's your son or your daughter, you be like, damn, like they called you what?
Yeah, that would happen a lot, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh,
anywho,
man.
let's get to the topic today, man. We got about a half an hour left, and I think that's a good segue for us to get into today's episode. And me and you are in the same boat, dog. I just turned 40. You'll be 40 soon. It's funny when you look back at. I don't know how old your mom was when she had you, but my mom was 25 when she had her. My grandma was 20 when she had my mom. And now we at the point where like we ain't got no kids, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel bad about that whatsoever. And I think that's a good segue into today's episode, which I want to call "Fuck These Kids." And I say that with the utmost respect. But
do tell.
What you mean?
Fuck these kids, respectfully.
It was respectful, and it's people keep asking me like, am I gonna have kids with my fiance? And I'm like, we might. I might be the Jay-Z dad out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like in order to have kids like past 40, it got to be a conscious decision to do that, man. If I'm gonna be old as hell out here playing catch with you in a wheelchair, like it gotta be worth it. Because right now I'm straight, but I would like to have some legacy at some point. I think we do.
That's my only reason that I would want a child at this point. It's just someone to leave a legacy behind. Other than that, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I see like the little kids, how excited they are to see their parents, daddy, and running up, I'm like, oh, that's cute. I mean, the kids is cool. I like the kids. It's just the teenagers that I don't like. So they got to become a teenager sooner or later. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't like teenagers.
That's when they go from Gremlins. I mean, from Gizmo to the Gremlins. G, like for real. Like
no, it's not even like they got the terrible tools and they're bad, but like teenagers, like snotty attitudes, bad as hell, self-entitled,
horny. Like I used to teach high school, and then I taught 7th and 8th grade by far, and I taught 5th grade and 6th grade. By far, the worst years was those 7th and 8th grade years, because the kids, their hormones is flaring up. They put no deodorant now because they get musty, like they getting horny, trying to do stuff to the other people on trips and stuff like that. Some of them are actually having sex at 12 and 13 years old. Like it's just wild stuff that I'm like, yo, just enjoy your childhood. But at that point, you want to be a man. I remember it was 1993, and a kid was roasting me because I didn't have Snoop Dogg's new album yet, Doggy Style, his first one. I'm like, my mom not gonna let me listen to this music, you know what I'm saying? But they would kind of like clown me because they listening to hip hop, they having sex. I'm like, bro, I'm playing Nintendo, I'm chilling, And that stage when you're a parent and you go from like look at my sweet child to look at this nigga, like it's a real thing that I don't look forward to. I don't at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, when you actually in that age, teenage, I know we was bad, rebellious, just clowns. But man,
I wasn't that way.
I was.
I was a pretty good kid, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I got good grades, but I was bad. I was bad, man. I was.
What made you want to be bad? Because you could.
I just like to clown, and I would get I'm one of the kids who got whoopings. We talked about this on a few episodes ago, but I got whoopings growing up, and even though I know I was gonna get my ass whooped, I don't know. It was just thrill. I just love being like the class clown, making people laugh, and I was like that student that got put out, but I wasn't just about to walk out, just normal. Oh, I was gonna put on a show on the way out. If I gotta do a Tootsie Roll against the chalkboard and roll out of class because I'm gonna put out, I do some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking in the window, doing dumb shit, making faces. I'm walking around the hallway, going to such class, like pumping the air and running off. Like that was me. I just thought it was fun, like it was funny. And
was this you right here? Can you hear this?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, you don't hear anything? Hold on. I want you to hear this. This is all right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you talking.
Whoa. Hello.
I can hear you. You got to put your headphones back on. I can hear you, but you probably can't hear us. James, same thing with you?
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
This is you as a child.
Milton is not your typical 7-year-old. Few his age have ever driven an SUV up and down several busy streets. It all started at his mother's townhouse. Terry hopped into his grandmother's Dodge Durango.
When I came to the back door, I looked on the counter, my keys were gone. I took my grandma car because I got mad at my mom, and then I saw him and had my friend come in, and he smoked with cigarettes.
He started.
Nah, I wasn't stealing no cars. Like, I was too scared to take I tried to, but I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I was I was that type of bad, but it was harmless. It was harmless. And then in high school, man, I thought, man, when it was a substitute teacher, oh my gosh, it was on. It was about to be on, because oh yeah, we was throwing spitballs at the board. They be turning around. It'd be so hilarious. They be writing. All of a sudden, you see this big ass wet glob of paper just boom right next to it. They like, who did that? Nigga, that shit was funny. It's so immature to laugh about it. And I'm 39 years old. But I like that shit. That's the bad I was.
Yeah, I never liked to see chaos going on. I was one of them kids who would start feeling anxiety around you. I'm like, oh my God, Eli's a monster.
Oh, so you was quiet when everybody else was jumping around?
I would be there like when I was like a small child. The class was wilding one day. I'm like 4 or 5 in preschool. I remember I was just sitting there coloring my dinosaur, and the teacher came back and was like, David, here's some candy, because you were the only one of these bad Negroes that was not out here. And it was like a little white lady. And I think from that point, I was brainwashed to be quiet because I thought I was gonna get some snacks.
No, I wanted all the smoke. But the thing is, I never, like going into high school, it was just different, but today it's hard to make that distinction because I'm not around high schoolers, when I guess when I go see my nephew and nieces, even though they like almost about to be grown now, they still teenagers technically, but I didn't, it's funny because I think it's lame. They using all these words now, what my niece said to me this past weekend, she was like, don't play me for them or some shit. I'm like, who is them? I'm not one of them. Who is them? Like, what the fuck? Because I was joking with her or some shit. I'm like, yeah, that shit sound corny, or my nephew, like, no cap. I mean, we all know what that means, but it's like he just overuses it. I'm like, gee, you sound lame as hell. You know what I mean? I think it's lame. I'm almost 40. I'm old enough to be mature, but I'm young enough to still be cool. You can't tell me I ain't cool.
All right. I'm not gonna tell you you're not cool, bro.
Thank you.
Live your dream. Live your dream, player. But
I don't want no kids either, though, man. Not right. I mean, like I said, I want to leave the legacy. If I have one, it's like, damn, man, that shit. Man, it's gonna throw some monkey wrench in the plans. But
do you feel like you are in a selfish? When I say selfish, I mean about you space where you feel like you just don't want the responsibility because it's going to be a lot of the first few years. Like it's gonna be a lot of late nights if you having a screaming child, getting up, having to change diapers, stuff like that. Like, and if you are with somebody, of course, like you all can share that responsibility, but that's not easy, dog. And you gotta be able to.
Let's weigh the pros and cons. Let's weigh the pros and cons. Let's talk about the pros first, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beauty Of them. I'm sorry.
Are you eating right now? What is happening?
I was drinking it and the water. Anyway, I had some ice cream in my mouth.
You got all the noise.
The beauty is that when you can look at that child and they look in your eye and you know it's just genuine love. It's like a dog that's happy to see you when you come home after the world that got done beating your ass. But your kids, it makes it all better. And then, you know, the kids keep you young and you got somebody that you can teach to be a better you, right? And it makes you more responsible. And they can grow up and take care of you one day when you get old and whatever. So those are the good things about kids that I see right now. The cons, let's see, expensive as shit. About 18 grand a year to raise a child. No sleep. Yeah, you don't get that much sleep. Also, you and your woman ain't gonna be having sex that much because she got to heal. And she's probably gonna be tired.
Shut up, wait, time out. You say because she has to heal?
Yeah, she just squeezed a fucking baby out of cooch, man. Of course she got to heal. You know, you can't compete with that stretch. You know?
That might be the most selfish. Like, I don't want a baby. I don't want a child because I got to wait 6 weeks to have sex again with my wife. Like that. That is.
Look how you just highlighted that. I said a lot of other stuff. Anyway, look, that's the one thing you want to point out. I'm just adding to my argument. All right. On top of that, they can be annoying. You know, you tired and then they want to keep playing and jumping all over you and making noise and crying and you know.
I think I was in Memphis visiting my younger brother and his daughter, my niece. And we went to like this fake Chuck E. Cheese called The Main Event. It was very cheap, but at the same time, this girl was in heaven, man. Just playing the games, and so the kids are so innocent. Like I look at us as adults, and the world is just so nasty and disgusting, and kids are just so like naive in a good way. They have not been jaded by the world, and when you're around that energy, it's great, man. It's just like having somebody who just loves you for being who you are, and then like you said, as they get older and come into their own way, they form their own opinions, which could be good or bad, but it's something about just being around a child's energy that is very precious. But notice I did not say that still is enough for me to want one. I feel like you should be able to like rent a kid and like without it being creepy and weird, but like I just want to be around.
Oh, that's what nephew and nieces is for.
Yeah, that's real.
You get a preview of what it's like. Man, look, when I used to come home and visit, you know, they would be like, before it, you know, between the ages of 5 and 10, they were so happy. Uncle Butter, hey, come up and give me a hug. Hey, what's going on, y'all? And
Uncle Butter.
Butter is my nickname. That's what, but anyway, Uncle Butter, and then like after 13, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, oh, hey. And now these motherfuckers don't even speak, period. I'm like, damn. So they went from happy to see me to, oh, it's you. And now it's like, what the fuck is you doing here? It's worse the older they get.
Well, the older they get, the more depressed they get in terms of stuff. Like when they were kids, they would just be happy to be.
But when I'm there, it's light that comes into the room. So why the fuck is y'all mad at me still? I love them though. They just got like not all of them. You know. You
sound too angry to be a parent, man. Like, I wouldn't let you be around my children.
No. All the kids like me, man. I don't know what it is. I just like kids and dogs like me for no reason. You know, like I'm not scared of no pit bulls if they growling at me. I'm just like, what are you yelling at? And then they just gonna come and start wagging their tail. Kids, they just automatically like me, man. I don't know. It's a spirit. You know, kids, they got like that sixth sense. Like they can sense when people is good or bad. So when kids see me, they always want to play and stuff like that. So I know I got it. I just talk shit. I love the kids. I just don't want none right now to have. Not this moment.
What are you talking about right now? For the last 20 seconds, you saying so all kids love you?
Mostly, yeah.
But you don't want one.
Not right this minute, man. I'm doing
at what point do you want a child?
Oh, we about to have this conversation again, man.
Realistically,
I don't know. Like I said, if I had one, I was like, oh damn, I wasn't ready. I don't think nobody's never really ready unless they just planning it out. But I would handle it, but it's like I wouldn't be happy at first.
I feel like you would be happy if you had a son, but if you had a daughter, you'd be like, all right, that's cool too, but that's not what I wanted. I feel like you definitely want a son.
I definitely do want a boy. I definitely want a son. Like, son, I'm gonna show you how it is to be a man.
What is that? Y'all gonna go outside?
How to stand on your own 2 feet and not give a damn.
I feel like most dudes want a son, but then when they have daughters, they end up loving the daughters even more. Like that whole hashtag girl dad. I got homeboys who wanted sons and they got 2 lovely daughters, and they're like, hey man, I love this stuff. I love it.
So Dave, why do you want kids, man? And if so, why? If not, why?
I'm still undecided about those because for one, my dad, he always said like, yo, if you don't have them by 35, I wouldn't have any, because you don't want to be out here just kind of like not able to be around for your kids as they get older and be active and stuff like that. So I guess it all depends on how I look at life. It's like, I do want to live a long life. I would love to live to 90, but a lot of times that doesn't happen. So I wouldn't want my child to not have a parent because they just passed away and they were only like 12 or 13 when they left, which could happen no matter what age you are. But I also don't want to live in fear. So it's kind of like, don't worry about that and just go out and be the best version of you and the best dad you can be. And kids make you a better person. Like, you're not going to be out here getting toe up, drinking, being up all late. Like, you're going to want to do the best for that child and provide for that child. At least I will. So
I think when you have children, it kind of takes that fire out of you a little bit too. Because a lot of that energy goes towards raising the children.
What do you determine to be fire? Like you mean
that, like maybe that, and well, here's the thing: it could go one or two ways. The ambitious fire, you know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I mean? Because some people like, it make you go harder because you got kids, right? But you also, it's like you tired. You start getting that dad bod because you get home and you eat and especially when your kids be like, you start eating their snacks. That's when you start gaining weight, because you're like, damn, man, I ain't had no Cheerios in a long time since I was a kid. Now we got, my little son in here, so I'm just gonna have me a bowl, and then next thing you know, you're eating graham crackers, Cheerios, and hamburgers from McDonald's because you was too tired to make dinner that day. So now y'all just one fat ass chubby family. That's how it happens.
This is the worst argument to not have kids I've ever heard in my life.
Your libido starts to tank, you know what I mean? Because you tired from climbing the stairs and putting your kids to bed, and she tired, and it's like, now y'all chubby and y'all ain't fucking. Oh man, I don't even want no kids. Yeah, thanks to me.
That's gonna happen regardless. Your libido is going to go down.
My libido ain't never going down. You speak for yourself. I'm fucking to the casket close, baby.
You think you Hihachi from Tekken? Like some old ass strong man with muscles? Like,
I'm gonna start. I just order some ashwagandha, and that's just what I'm gonna be doing. Ashwagandha and all that shit Willie Lynch be talking about, nigga. I'm about to be fucking until I'm like 85.
What is ashwagandha?
I don't know, but that shit sound healthy. But my mama sent me some videos on it yesterday.
Your mama sent you some videos about ashwagandha?
Ashwagandha, because I told her like she's all into like those oils and natural herbs, and like I'm really starting to get into that.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she, I just asked her like she got these essential oils. I said, hey, I want to buy some thieves and some other stuff from her, and she ended up upselling me like, they got this health defense 105 and you got to take this. I'm like, I don't want all of that, and you should get this ashwagandha. So she talking me into buying all this stuff from yesterday.
So I'm looking at this ashwagandha right now, and there's a lot of good stuff about it. Can reduce cortisol levels, can reduce stress and anxiety. Reduce depression. Can boost testosterone. Okay, all right. Okay, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. What? And the testosterone part I told you. This does too. All right. But anyway, man, I'm just gonna be a healthy old man. And if I had some kids, I'll just be ready. You know how them old senseis in them karate movies, they look old and frail, but they'll beat your ass because that's
what you aspire to be.
Yep. That's why I'm growing these locks now. I want my locks to be long and strong and healthy, and that's why I work out now, man. I feel the best I've felt in the last 15 years physically, with the exception,
You definitely don't want no kids no time soon, because you out here trying to be Afro samurai, and even though you could have a child,
I mean it's just readjustment, bro. That's all it is. I just have to readjust, but that's not a goal of mine right now. You know what I'm saying? Everything comes to season, man. I don't think nobody should really say when you should or it's time, bro. We men, we don't have a biological time clock.
But you also don't want to be the old ass daddy. Like, I mean, I don't.
Why not? Says what? Why?
Because for one, like, you don't. I mean, I said it already. Like, you want to be as active as you can with your child. That's
why you stay healthy. Right now.
Yeah. So
your health doesn't have to deteriorate because you're 45, 46, 47. There's some healthy ass old people out there.
So you become bringing a child into the world at 50?
I didn't say that. 55? I didn't say that. LeBron James is 37 years old, and that man is a motherfucking man child out there. He said, man, you don't want to be like, okay, maybe LeBron James is a little excessive because he's just a superstar.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about old daddies. If he had another shorty at 37, 38 years old, would you say the same thing about him?
First of all, we are not LeBron James. Second of all, we are not 37.
39. 2 years ain't nothing, bro. You 40.
I disagree. I feel like
James, you feel like you too old to have kids?
Hell no.
When you think you still gonna be dropping them kids off?
I mean, dude, my fucking grandpa had my dad when he was 50. I'll be all right.
That's right.
I'll be all right.
Y'all go ahead and have them babies as 50-year-olds. I'm cool on that.
Still gonna be dropping them balls deep in them guts and 49, 50 years old.
That's right.
Dave, you gotta see what I'm saying? Like, look. You ain't had no kids yet, man. You already sound like your testosterone levels are starting to drop, man. Come on, man. That's why you the one. We good, man.
You the one that's older in Rwanda, like in other
Rwanda. I said it's ashwagandha. You done made me forget what the fuck it is.
I'm not ordering no
ashwagandha
testosterone pill.
You should. And it wasn't for that. It's just some healthy stuff. Like, I went to the doctor and they said that I got high cholesterol. And like I even eat egg whites. I don't even eat the egg yolks because that does run in my family. And high cholesterol is a sign of heart disease.
Just go plant-based.
Because I like meat. But even then, they've been trying to put me on this medication for 2 years. I'm like, I'm not about to get on no medication. So I'm starting to look at some, more holistic remedies. To solve the issue.
They want to put you on some medication to reduce your cholesterol. And you're like, no, I'm going to order some non-FDA pills online and be like, yeah, I'm just going to rock with that.
No, I'm actually going to see a holistic doctor too. There's other ways, man, like plant-based remedies, man. I do not really want to be on no medication. I want to be naturally healthy.
Stop eating meat. That's gonna cure it right there.
When's the last time you ate some meat? Shut up. All right, then. See what I'm saying?
I haven't had meat in a minute.
What, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
That's been less than that, but I try not to eat it too much.
So you ate. Sound like you ate some meat last week, then.
I'm just saying, if you want to reduce your cholesterol, that seems like the way to go.
No.
As opposed to buying pills from Afghanistan.
Either way.
Why you saying like
that's not
you mentioned,
the whole.
You mentioned Willie Lynch. That's the biggest thing about his diet is that he is a vegan.
He do too much though. That's he's dedicated his life to that. I remember I used to tell Willie Lynch like, "Hey, I think I'll be doing something good." Like, "Hey, Willie Lynch, I made some baked chicken and I didn't use a lot of you eating that baked chicken stuff." And I'm like, "Damn." And then I like had made some broccoli. Like, "Yo, Willie, what's up, man? You know, I got my fish. I ain't got the chicken. You know, I got some broccoli. You know, that's a fake vegetable. That ain't even real." Like, damn.
I mean,
the man said cauliflower ain't real. I'm like, it's a replacement of carbs, though. Like, I'm not eating mashed potatoes. I'm eating mashed cauliflower. How about not just eating anything that even look like a potato? I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, man. Like, I ain't got to take this. And so that's when I started looking up ashwagandha.
Okay.
I don't know where I went with that rant, but I'm just saying. Moral of the story is just do you and be healthy so you can have your kids when you get old. That's what we're trying to say.
I feel like it should be a cap though, man. Like I don't know if it's 50, but you got to know at one point, like you out the game. I don't 42 want kids no more.
If I don't have a shorty about 42, it's a wrap. So I got 4 years to even like, man, if you're gonna do it or not. You are
30. You are 39.
I'll be 40 in November.
That's not 4 years.
Oh, 38. I'm okay. You're right. So yeah, if I don't have a baby within the next 2.5 years, it's whatever. Like I don't need that.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
If I had to put a bet on it, I would not say
40,
that.
But I look like I'm 32.
Who has a number on what you look like? Like
a lot of people tell me I don't look my age. I'm glad that I take care of myself, man. Drink a lot of water.
You need so many affirmations, sir.
I do that. That's what keeps me going. Self-affirmations.
Yeah, I said. Somebody said. All right. Well,
nobody said nothing because we ain't live this week. You be lying on me on them screens. I know you do. Somebody said, "Shut the fuck up." I be looking like, where they say that at? Like, ain't nobody said that.
They just text me that. If I tell you that, I'm like, okay. All right.
More lies.
All right. Well, this has been an experience this week in terms of on Jays and Grays, and I really have no more to say. Honestly, like we are live from the basement. We got so much stuff going on, ins and outs, audio mess ups.
Yeah, we're a little rusty. We was off last week. Don't record this part. You can cut this part out. What we talking about.
We're not even gonna say goodbye. We're just gonna be like, all right.
Oh, put it back. Record it back so we say bye. You record. All right, bye, y'all. This was bad. This wasn't our best work.
I don't even want to put this out.
Thanks for listening, everyone. You can find the podcast on iTunes, on Spotify, on YouTube now. Please follow the show on Instagram at Jays and Grays. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Jays and Grays. Thank you for bearing with us. This was a great show. We talked about some really cool shit, and we'll be back next week. Good night.